Thank you, everyone, for joining me today. It is wonderful to see you all here at another Janome Canada Sew for Home Live. I am back, yes, live from the Janome Sewing and Learning Center here in Oakville, Ontario, and a nice, very quick sneak peek for you all. I have just finalized all the details. Mark your calendar if you're in the Oakville area, Oakville, Ontario, or you'll be traveling here Wednesday, November 2nd, and Thursday, November 3rd. I'm going to be doing some live in-person hands-on demo. Ooh, there behind me is my fabulous CM17, but on the other side of my office door, we have a larger room up there. I have 6 CM17s out there. So we're inviting 2 people per machine, maximum 12 at any time. We're doing 2-hour seminars. And so you'll learn more about the machine, do some hands-on demo of like the accurate stitch regulator, stitch out the fabulous Mirage stitches, which is a new stitch category for Janome. So all the information is going to be on our Janome Canada social media, Janome HQ social media. I announced it yesterday in our Janome HQ Instagram live, and tomorrow Saturday there's going to be a Janome Life blog with all the times, 2-hour sessions. It is a morning session, afternoon session. There's even an evening session for those who, were not available during the day. So again, that's Wednesday, November 2nd and Thursday, November 3rd. It's one presentation that I'll do multiple times. Everybody can come in, learn more M17 and do some hands-on demo live from the Janome Sewing and Learning Center. So yes, we're finally able to open the doors and welcome the public in. So that's very exciting. So no further ado, let's bring on the lady of the hour, or the half hour, our fabulous Liz Johnson from Sew for Home. Yay!
Yay! How you doing? And this is not a Halloween prop. I do not have a little ghosty that is joining me for today's live. This is our next exclusive project for Janome Canada. And you all have seen the beautiful fabric that we got to get.
A little sneak peek.
Yeah, a little extra early bit of yardage from our friends at Free Spirit. So you've seen that, and now you get to see the finished apron. But we're keeping it under wraps for just a few minutes while we go.
We're going to hold everyone in suspense. Yes.
We're going to go over some other special details with Mr. Smith. So.
Well, yes, because I was so thrilled that Liz, we always say, what should we talk about? And Liz said, oh, isn't there something new at Janome Canada? Well, there's always something new.
Yes, there is.
Yes. Ooh, look.
A metal stick.
Exactly. And you're like, what in the world is this? And I must admit, the first time when I unboxed my fabulous CM17 back in February when I got mine, I initially looked at that and went, oh, what is that? And then when it's a cloth guide. Janome's got many cloth guides for many machines. They all look a little different, but this is a cloth guide for the CM17. Now, once that machine actually debuted to the public in April of this year, then we did have questions, including I asked, since the CM17 is built on the same big Continental platform, could we use this cloth guide with Continental M7? Well, yes, you could use it, but the only way to get this previously, you had to buy a CM17 in order to get it. Well, now, and I know some people who did, they have both, but now, hopefully, with my new and improved little bit of technology here, if I can get it to work. Look at that.
Looks perfect.
Look at that. I figured out how to change cameras. So here is the bed of my fabulous, go way back because it's so big, Continental M7, again with that 13.5-inch throat space. This is the same skeleton, that same cast aluminum skeleton as the Continental M17. So therefore, now, as an optional accessory for your Continental M7, you can go to your Janome dealer. Now in Canada, we don't have these yet. So I'm just giving everybody a real sneak peek. It's coming. They're on order. They're coming to our warehouse, and I advise you all, again, this is such a fabulous accessory for your Continental M7. You will definitely want to get one soon. Again, pre-order it, and so then that way you know you got one, because as soon as they're in stock, I guarantee you it's going to sell out. It is so fabulous. Now, it's a lot like our circular attachment or quilt binder attachment in that there is a metal plate here that you take off your bobbin cover. Again, this is what we do with our circular attachment and the quilt binder attachment for the Easy Set bobbin, which we have here with that little thread cutter. We remove the bobbin cover, and then this base plate here replaces it. Now, Janome always listens to the feedback, and believe me, it does take maybe a couple of years, but the feedback has always been with that circular attachment or the quilt binder attachment. I wish I could see down in my bobbin area how much bobbin thread I have left without taking this metal plate off. Well, you see that window. Look at that window. That, yes, there, look, I can see the bobbin area from here. There is your little window that when you clip your bobbin or clip your cloth guide into place, you can see down in your bobbin area how much bobbin thread you have. So again, that is total direct consumer feedback. So Janome said, fine, we'll put it in this. So this is great. Now, we have our patented needle plate here with all these fabulous markings, but this cloth guide, again, is so huge. Look at that. Fits on the entire bed of our Continental M7 and our CM17. Again, this is optional accessory for Continental M7, but it comes with the CM17. This will not fit other machines because the cloth guide is too big. It's too long, again, for that 13.5-inch throat space. So this is the perfect cloth guide for your M7. There are all these numbers here, this ruled measurement. So we just slide this cloth guide along with this nice big bed here. There's a little lock, right? That little latch to lock it in place. Again, very similar to our circular attachment. There's a little red dash here. So if we're, let's say, a 5/8 garment sewer and our commercial patterns are at 5/8 of an inch, we can see here on our little gauge, the red line, we line it up to 5/8 of an inch. Now you'll see then, you'll see then on your needle plate as well, this big fence here lines up perfectly with your 5/8 inch line on your needle plate. So if you were a garment sewer, again, lock that into place, 5/8 of an inch, it works out perfectly. So this way, again, you're sewing nice long seams, your sewing is going to be even and perfect. Now, let's say you're going to be doing hemming on garments or maybe some home deck, some curtains, you've got a nice deep hem here. I don't even know what measurement that is, because very often when I'm doing my hemming, I do kind of like this. I fold it up and I go, oh, I want it to be maybe 1/8 of an inch from my needle, that edge of the fabric. I line it up, whatever it happens to be. I see, oh, it's about maybe, it's almost 2 inches. But then that's how scientific your hemming could be, is just line it up like that, lock it into place, and then boom, I could do my hemming here, going to be accurate and even the whole time. So that is fabulous. If we're going to be doing our 1/4 of an inch piecing, you know, a big long strip like this, our 1/4 of an inch piecing, it doesn't matter what presser foot you use. This cloth guide is set back a little bit. So even our big AccuFeed Flex foot, you can use it with this cloth guide. The needle plate as well, our straight stitch needle plate or the HP high performance needle plate that comes with Continental M7, you can use this cloth guide with all 3 needle plates, not a problem. So we lined it up to our 1/4 of an inch, lock it into place, and again, away we would go, sewing again, especially our 1,300 stitches per minute on the CM7 here. 1300 stitches per minute. Doesn't matter. We didn't change our foot or our stitch to 1/4 of an inch. We didn't move the needle position. We didn't change the presser foot. We just butted up this cloth guide to that 1/4 of an inch line, and away we go. Now, everybody always wonders, but I need a scant 1/4. It has to be a little bit smaller than 1/4 of an inch. We simply unlock the cloth guide. You move it slightly to the left, and where I can see actually a little more of my line. It's very minute that we see the more of our little 1/4 of an inch tick line. And then you lock it into place, and then away you go. That's how you can achieve your scant 1/4 of an inch without changing your needle plate, without changing your foot, without changing your needle position. You can just adjust your cloth guide. It is that quick and that simple. So this fabulous cloth guide, again, is debuting in Janome Canada. Again, we don't have them yet, but you can contact your Janome dealer, and they are on the way to our warehouse now. So,
I love that.
Camera back. There we go.
I do. I love that so much. I mean, we actually make a kind of a big deal about, you know, using the right presser foot for the job and all of that. And to me, that is still real important. But when you have something that maybe you're dealing with several different substrates or seam allowances and all of it, oh my gosh, something like that would make it so much faster. I love that.
Yes, the right tool for the right job. And that's certainly something Sew for Home is always a champion of. It just makes so much sense. You know, generally most of us that are cooking, which I hate to do, but if I have to do it, I do want to use the right tool for the right job, the right knife, the right, you know, mixing tool, you know, whatever. Certainly carpentry, we want to use the right screwdriver, the right drill, the right hammer and everything. So why not the right sewing attachments? Absolutely.
Right. And of course, there are other cloth guides, like you said. So we don't want people to be super sad that they don't have any other
good point. Yes, absolutely. So double check again. A lot of our machines come with a cloth guide of one kind of another, but if not, double check with your Janome dealer. There's a cloth guide again, pretty much for every machine out there. So I've shown a few of them on my Magical Machine Mystery Tours on Janome HQ Instagram Live, and there's some videos on Janome HQ YouTube channel about various cloth guides. So double check with your dealer.
They really make a difference. I like the fact that it's got, like you said, really all of them have that nice deep fence, and it keeps you going. And I don't know about you, but when you get a little bit older and you've got the glasses and you got everything that you're working on, I can lose track of the line.
Oh, easily. If you're trying to line it up on the needle plate.
Yeah, they do an incredible job, and there's so many markings and it's so helpful. But yeah, sometimes that's hard for my eyes.
Yes, especially if you're sewing late at night, or maybe the glare from the light is bouncing off the needle plate and it's a little harder for you to see. You've got that deep fence there to butt up your fabric again. So it's definitely very helpful. And again, especially at pedal to the metal kind of sewing like I do. So that's why I love using cloth guides. They really help make me more accurate, especially at high speeds.
Super cool.
So that is a big sneak number one. Yeah. So now what we're also debuting today, should we have a drum roll?
1, 2.
I'll show you mine if you show me yours.
Wow. 1, 2, 3.
Yay. Ooh.
This is our next hobby patch in our series of 7. So this is our patch for this month that is up now on the Janome Canada website. So you can download it.
So cute.
Stitch it out on the road again. Let's have a raise of hands out there for how many people had a VW bus.
Oh, yes. I love it.
We had a red one, and my brother and sister and I would fight over who got to ride in what we called the way back. I get the way back.
Oh, cool. Oh, I would love these. Again, it reminds me of the machine from Scooby-Doo. So I totally love this.
You're so much younger than me. It just pisses me off most of the time. But so this is so fun. And you can kind of see, we do include the thread chart and everything to make it look exactly like this. But you can see that Michael's is a little bit different in tone. He used the Janome thread colors, and it gives it kind of a nice little fall feel. I like that.
Yes, exactly. Given it is October, so I thought, yes, that looked a little more, again, fall. You're going to see the fall colors.
But so it says on the road again. I don't know if you can see it there. It says on the road again.
Yeah, so on Janome.CA, the Inspire tab, click Sew for Home. Alan, our marketing guru, already has all of this information. So yes, here is the thread chart, all the colors, everything, all the information on all the patches. And then yes, they stitch out in the same way, basically, that you're going to be using your water soluble stabilizer as a base, typically some felt that you're going to be stitching it on. And then you'll use your little mini duckling applique scissors to trim all around it. And then that way they turn out so beautiful, so perfect. So all the instructions are there on the Inspire tab, Sew for Home.
And we've done it, you know, all of these we've done as an actual patch, which is, you know, why we're specifying, look how pretty it is on the back, how we specify it using the felt and popping that out and then doing your final edge. But there's absolutely no reason that you can't just stitch this directly onto something. This would be such a fun one, like on a backpack or something for somebody who is going on the road again.
Oh, for sure.
Stitch it right on there. You don't have to make it as a separate patch and applique it. You can always just stitch it right onto the fabric. So there you go.
Yeah, they're so cute. So just as a review for everybody, there's again all the information on Janome.CA, but also Janome Life blog. Go back and type in hobby patches in Janome Life. So our first was Adventure in August. September, appropriately enough, was the sewing machine for National Sewing Month. So we've got October with the beautiful fall colors of On the Road Again. So we've already done 3. We've got a total of 7. So another one debuting next month in November.
So all these I just think would make such great little gifts, you know, whether by themselves
or absolutely,
you know, that you're already making. So before we let you go on to the rest of your day, we have our reveal of the next exclusive project.
The big drum roll.
Drum roll, and I've covered it in my little ghosty wrap here. So as you remember, we use that beautiful Fluent fabric, and we have beautiful Fluent apron. So this will go up very, very soon. We were just talking earlier where I think between all of us up there at Janome Canada, as well as Sew for Home, we feel like we're running in circles, but we are getting everything up for you just as soon as we possibly can. But I wanted to give you a sneak peek of this. And as usual, all of the very detailed step-by-step instructions, we really do pride ourselves on that. And, you know, if you're like a super sewer, that's okay. If you know how to do all of these things, you can just skim right through and jump from, you know, block to block to block. But if you are brand new to sewing, or maybe you don't do like a lot of garment or home deck sewing, you do mostly quilting, and you're not used to some of this type of sewing, again, the steps are super detailed. So never, never, ever be afraid to try it. One of the things I just love the most is hearing from people, because they say over and over again, I didn't think I could do it, but I did. And I'm so proud of it, and it looks so good, and I love it. So a couple of the things that we really focused on here is going to be a lot of fussy cutting. You'll notice how this is so nicely centered. There's a couple darts in this to give it shape. And this is a little bit of a different bib than we've done on a lot of aprons that we have at Sew for Home. This one is more of what I would call a halter top style. So it is higher up on the neck. It's going to go higher up at the neck, and then it's wider down here at the bottom. It's not a drop waist, but it definitely comes lower than you might think of for apron. Oftentimes they'll just stop like right at the waistline. So we've dropped it down a little bit lower and it's wider, but it still has those darts. So it's going to bring it in nicely. And I think this is also a really good shape for a lot of different body types because it does offer a little more coverage. Now we have this as a pattern and it's a real standard size, just the way it would be like if you're going to buy an apron in a store. They're basically meant to be one size fits all. But you always have the opportunity to adapt that pattern. If you need it to be a little bit smaller or a little bit bigger, then you can adjust the pieces and we give you the measurements so that you can plan that out. What I love and what we got comments on, even when we are out and about doing some shooting in the city with our model, was the little trim that we used, which is a wide wale corduroy. And I just love this. It's just a little touch. And this time of year is an excellent opportunity to find this kind of corduroy. Corduroy is such a popular fall fabric. And you just need a little tiny bit, but the ties are, the waist ties are corduroy. You've got a little flange. This is actually just a flange. And then the binding at the top. And then the neckties are also just a little touch of corduroy. It's also at the top of the pocket. So super duper cute. Now, what we did here on the skirt is a very simple patchwork. It has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 beautiful vertical panels that are stitched together. And this really is a wonderful way to play with some vibrant fabric. Whether you choose something like Fluent that we use, this is a brand new collection by Anna Maria Horner for Free Spirit Fabrics. So if you have a favorite fabric retailer, either online or in store, that's what you want to ask for if you're in love with this as much as we are. Fluent by Anna Maria Horner. And we use that same fabric as the bodice, also becomes a beautiful banner along the bottom. And again, you can see that we really did take the time to fussy cut. And that makes just all the difference. I mean, it takes a little extra time when you're getting going, but it does make all the difference. The entire apron is lined and we use just a solid cotton on the back. And we chose one that kind of matched with our little accents in corduroy. So really, it's beautifully finished front and back. You could actually wear it reversible, but it's so beautiful on the front. I don't know if you'd really want to do that. But one thing is that we will give you all the steps for putting it together. So you're going to make your skirt, you're going to make your bodice, and then you're going to stitch them together and then turn the whole thing right side out through this open neck. You're going to leave the neck open. So that is what allows this beautiful finish. I'm going to untie it a little bit here. So even across the waist, that's beautifully finished. And that's because of that kind of right side out, inside out finish. And then the very last thing that you're going to do is just, this is a continuous tie. You're going to put the whole thing across the top and you're done. So it really has a lot of details and it looks super elegant, but it's really quite easy. It's really easy to do. And it's a great way to play with fabric, which is one of the things that we all love to do. So this will be available just for Janome Canada. And like I said, they'll be getting it up as soon as they can. There'll be a PDF that you can download that will have all the instructions as well as all the patterns and everything you need to make yourself or all your friends a beautiful apron.
It is beautiful. Now, I know there's not much going on in the back, but I was like, I'm tempted to just add another panel of fabric and make like a sundress out of it. It is gorgeous.
It's
the
just
fabric
so
is gorgeous, but I love the construction. It is unlike most typical aprons. So I'm glad there's a million apron patterns out there. In fact, there's a lot from So For Home, all different styles of aprons. So I love that you keep mixing it up and something new, something fresh. This is beautiful.
We do oftentimes look to garment techniques when we're initially designing our aprons. And so that was kind of where we started with this on the bib. It's like, what if we did something that was kind of more like a halter top? So it had more coverage, but you also have some darts in it. So you've still got the shape. So that's really a fun place to access your closet. So you can look at that. We have aprons on the site. There's one that I love that has an overall look to it. So the top of the bib has overall buckles and rivets and all kinds of fun things like that. But we do love the apron at Sew for Home. And I think more people should wear aprons.
And perfect time too, as we're going into the holidays and everybody's going to be entertaining a little more, cooking a little more. So you might as well do it in style. And I love how you did the bodice in particular of the print of the fabric. That's a great way to use these big, wide, beautiful, like kind of border prints in a new way. I think that's great.
And it's like I said, it looks really pro and fancy, but it is not hard. Nothing about it is hard.
Excellent. Yeah. So people don't need to be intimidated. Like really anyone could do that. And if you are still feeling like, oh, I'm a beginner, then this is a perfect project for you to help bump you up in your confidence level and of doing some techniques that are new for you. If you're that experienced sewer, then you're going to probably breeze through this, but feel like, wow, I'm doing this in a different way than maybe I did another apron. So you're still learning, you're still enjoying it.
And I think most people will find the steps where you're sewing everything through at the bottom of the bib, and then you're turning it all right side out. It's kind of magic. It's kind of magic, and it's really fun to do. And part of the reason for doing that is that this is just a flange. It's not piping. So we've done other aprons where we have piping, and in that case, it's okay. That piping kind of stands out from the body of the bib. But when you have a flange, you want it to lay down, and you want it to lay down, in this case, over the skirt.
Right.
So that was another reason for doing this and kind of leaving this open so you can sew everything across here all in one seam, and then voila,
that's
bring it all right side out. We went ahead and tacked this down a little bit too, just to be super sure that everything is going to stay down. And this is, like I said, it's just a cotton corduroy, so everything about this is still very washable, because aprons do get dirty, so you can certainly wash this. Everything else is just a regular quilting cotton. So there's a pattern for this. There's actually also a pattern for the pocket. I don't know if you can kind of see it here, but it's designed to kind of bow out a little bit from the panel that it's stitched on. So there is actually a separate pattern for this, so that you can get that little bow, and it's easier to reach in and grab whatever secret things you have in your pocket.
Oh, fantastic. Taking a bottle of wine or something like that.
That's right. Right in there. Just
not so secret, but yes, that is awesome. I think that's wonderful. So yes, it will be on Janome Canada very, very, very soon on the website. So again, the anticipation going. Once it's ready, again, I'll have a Janome Life blog that yes, it's there, and then we'll do on social media that yes, it's there, so everybody knows. Just in time for the holidays.
Just in time for the holidays. And I actually took the time to look up. Ta-da! We are back on the 17th of November. November 17th. Thanksgiving down here is the following week, so I know we bumped it up a little bit.
Good. Then I'm glad it didn't mess up your plans, since we already had ours.
That's just like old news there. Yeah. But so that'll be perfect. And, like we say every time, if there's something that you're dying to have Michael and I chat about,
yes, absolutely. You can certainly write me at, all of our Janome Canada social media, Janome HQ social media, the Janome Life blog. I get lots of questions and comments there, and Janome HQ YouTube, that I do screen record these presentations from Facebook, and then I put them onto our Janome HQ YouTube channel for those who don't have Facebook. So even a lot of people write me on the YouTube channel with questions and comments. So yes, you can always drop us a line and say, oh, I really want to see some other cloth guides, or I really want to see some of those other projects from Sew for Home, or specific techniques, presser feet, all of that, whatever you'd like to see. Sew for Home has been a Janome user and champion for many years too. So they've got great reviews of all the presser feet that we have, the workbooks that we have. There was a great review of all the presser foot workbooks, everything that Janome has. So you can go to Janome or sewforhome.com and then go, oh, I'd like more information about this.
I want that.
Yes, exactly. And then ask us, hey, feature it in a live, and we'll totally do that. That'll be great.
It would be great. So I'm just a little sad that I can't come to your November hands-on demo.
Because yes, I know that would be
wonderful.
Amazing.
But so I yield my seat to somebody else who can be there and take advantage of it.
Yes, because it's yes, we got 6 machines. This is what we're kind of waiting for. Will we get them? Will we not? Because that everybody's been after these machines. So yes, we have 6 machines that we can do, again, 2 per machine, since I really want everybody to get in there, touch all the buttons. I'll be demoing on the machine with a camera projected up on a big TV so everybody can see what I'm doing, and then you can follow along while I'm doing it. So I'll do a whole presentation showing you a slideshow that you can see the innards of this machine, and the carriage in particular, to see why it is so big, but why it is so stable, so quiet. It's amazing. So we'll go through that, and then we'll get into the fun stuff of actually sewing, trying out that accurate stitch regulator. Everybody's been dying to know more about that. So you'll actually see it in person. So again, write me classes at Janome-Canada.com. I should have had a little paper. Classes at Janome-Canada.com. And again, there'll be a Janome Life blog on Saturday, and then we're posting it on our social media as well, since it's November 2nd and November 3rd. The times will all be listed there and everything. And yes, it's here live at the Janome Sewing and Learning Center in Oakville, Ontario. So this is stuff that, we were supposed to be doing about, March, April of 2020, but then we all know what happened then. So the doors have been closed ever since. So finally it's like, okay, we're going to start opening, and this is what we're doing as our kind of inaugural soft launch. And then we'll get into full-on hands-on classes. Yeah,
well,
so it's very exciting.
So I got to get there. I got to get there and visit one of these days. I'm going to do
that. Would be awesome. And then you could do these presentations live here in front of an audience. And yes, because I want to do not only classes where we're learning how to make things like, oh, my cute Janome bucket hat, for example. We'll learn, how to do stuff like this and how to get the most from your machine. But then I would also like to do seminars, presentations where we invite a guest speaker in. They can show us some fabulous projects that they've made and where to do all of that. So it's also like part inspiration, get everybody excited about using their machines more.
Right.
So we'll have to get you up with that.
I would love it.
Yes.
So we will let you go back to your day. Thanks for coming, Mom.
Oh, thank you. Thank you so much. Yes, it's wonderful. My sister watches when I load these on Facebook. Or when she on YouTube, because she doesn't have Facebook. So when I load this on YouTube, my sister said, yes, she loves watching us there. So she'll soon be able to share all this Janome love too.
It's a whole family affair. I love
yes,
it.
Exactly. Yes, lovely.
All right, everybody.
Thank you so much, everyone.
Thank
you so much, as always, Liz. Have a wonderful day, everyone.
We'll see you all soon. Bye.
Bye.